So this is a video about how trusts work, and mainly it's, why do you need a trust? Well, you need a trust because almost everything else doesn't work. Like we said before, pay on death works in limited circumstances. It has some pretty high risks that a lot of people don't want to take, unforeseen or unanticipated risks. Wills are your gateway, your family's gateway to probate, which would be horrible for time, money, and everything else if you're looking to pass on a legacy. Also, incapacity reasons, as we mentioned before in other videos. Often banks, financial institutions, whatever, they do not honor general powers of attorney. If that's the case, your only way to get that what you need, what your family needs if you're incapacitated, is to hire an attorney and get a guardianship, which is horrible unless you had the foresight and cared about your family enough to do a trust. And a trust is a fairly simple thing. We include, but it can be done poorly. And one of the first things you need to be aware of when getting a trust is the attorney or whoever's drafting it, well, hopefully an attorney, are they going to make certain that the trust is funded? That is your assets going to be moved to that entity, which is your trust? And as my dad used to say, that's a separate entity. You take it from, but you own it. So you take it from basically from your left pocket, and you put it in your right pocket. There's still your pants. You own your pants, right? But it's just in a separate category. So your assets are held in trust. And if so, it has all the benefits of probate avoidance. And creditors, you could avoid paying certain creditors. There are huge benefits for having a trust. The main thing in shopping for getting a trust done is there are a lot of contingencies that should be in there, such as for special needs. If one of your beneficiaries, your children, grandchildren, whatever, developed a disability and we didn't have a special needs provision in, well, shoot, they're going to lose all their benefits and receive your money, but they lose all their benefits. So that's a huge problem. So when we're drafting trusts, got to have a special needs provision in there. Also, what we do is we make certain that your trust is funded. That is, your home, when we take money from your left pocket, we actually make sure it ends up in your right pocket. What a lot of sketchy attorneys will do, is they do a cheap old trust and they don't charge you very much. And the reason they do that is because they're not funding it. When they're not funding it, the only estate plan they're creating is one for themselves, not for you. Because the people that benefit from that are the attorney who took advantage of you by drafting a crappy trust. So what we do is we make certain that your trust is funded. We take your investments, any bank accounts, heirlooms or tangible property, your tables, your chairs, or whatever. We just say all household goods and furnishings, everything gets assigned to the trust, because we don't want anything opening the door for probate. And again, if you just crack open the door for probate for one asset, you can run into huge fees, because the court allows a fee on everything else. So we never want to be in probate for attorney fees or costs or any other reasons, for delays, etc. So like I say, what we recommend is a fully funded trust. We go into greater design details, such as, do you just want it to go outright to your children? Do you want it to go, what about your grandchildren? Maybe your children have health issues. Maybe your children have spending issues. Maybe, we want to do something else for your children. That's that's what goes into creating a good trust. So we'll share we have some resources that we share, one of which is how a trust works. And we'll share that with you below.